Daytona Speedweeks. Getting ready for the Twin 150s on Thursday. And so far it's been a Toyota show versus a Chevrolet show. Or more specifically, Rick Hendrick's Chevys versus the Toyotas of Joe Gibbs and Michael Waltrip. And the guy behind me here, Dale Jr., he's the man of the hour. What about Ford? Where's Ford? Where's Jack Roush? When we talked to the Ford guys a couple of weeks ago, they said they were aiming for California and Las Vegas. Well, maybe they are, because they certainly don't seem to have much going for them here at Daytona. Carl Edwards, let's see. Carl Edwards finished 12th in the shootout. That's not going to do very well. Nope, don't think so. And that was the best finishing Ford in the shootout. Carl Edwards in qualifying Sunday, 36. Hey, not going to win a race from back there. What else have we got over here? We got David Gilliland, 19th in the shootout. David Gilliland, 19th in the shootout. On the pole here last year, he was only 20th fastest in qualifying Sunday. I don't know. Fords don't seem to have much punch. Usually we see Robert Yates stuff right up there at the top. They were on the front row last year. Jack Roush doesn't usually run very well at Daytona. Doesn't put much emphasis on it, but it looks like he could put a little more on it. Jamie McMurray might be the man to watch. Carl Edwards, of course. Matt Kenseth. Watch for him in California and Las Vegas. But here, those Ford guys, they got some answering to do. We talked with Carl Edwards.
You know, I don't see it. A lot of my friends I grew up with and people, they aren't at these races. They can't afford it. You know what I mean? So I think that making it affordable to people and realizing that, you know, that there really is, there's a limit to growth. I mean, you know, you have to, once you get to a certain point, you know, you've got to make sure you do everything you can to keep the fans that we've got. I think that's good. But I'll tell you what, I know that NASCAR has been the model, you know, from what I've seen, NASCAR has been the model of growth and popularity and marketing dollars for sports in all the world. And whatever they've been doing has been right. I think it's a very good thing, and I think it's really astute of Brian and the people at NASCAR to take a second look and recognize that maybe there are other things they can do. So I really have a lot of faith in them. I think they'll do the right thing.
When he talks about the whole idea of maybe not going so harsh on the fines and maybe letting emotion come through more, is that something that you like to see?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know personally. I mean, just like everyone, I think people. You know, I'm more savvy as to what goes on when I watch things on television. I see things in sport, and I think that a lot of people are. And I think that I mean, people really want to know how you feel. You know, I mean, I don't want to watch football and hear what somebody's supposed to say. I want to hear what they have to say. So I think that's cool. I think that's neat that they're recognizing that, and that there's a line there. I mean, you don't want to have you don't want to be Jerry Springer, but you know, you don't want to be too polished either. It is what it is. It's a sport that's very competitive.
Jeff Burton seems to think that there's a perception in the general population that all you drivers pretty much have to follow sort of a script, that you can't say what you really feel about, say, the car tomorrow or the rules or something like that. Is that, when you go back home, is that what you feel here?
No, I'll tell you what, that's a really good observation of Jeff's. I can say whatever I want to say. I mean, I don't have someone, you know, for instance, there have been times where things have gone on the racetrack or after the race or whatever that have been huge deals in the media, but NASCAR has never said a word to me. So there's really no strict rules, codes, whatever you have to go by. And really, I think part of the reason it may seem scripted or it may seem like we're walking on eggshells is that we all really have worked very hard to get here. And we don't want to upset or alienate our fans or our sponsors by being, you know, too quick and emotional. You know, that's usually what happens when you do that. I can speak from experience. So you got to be careful.
Juan Pablo, we just talked to him. He had a pretty impressive rookie season. What do you expect out of him and some of the open wheel guys, the guys that are sort of new to this sport and might not understand it as well as you do?
I think that the open wheel guys, I mean, racing's racing. They know what racing's about. They've proven themselves in other disciplines of the sport. So I think they're going to do very well. I think it's great what Juan's done. But I think it's just like anything. There's going to be guys that can do it. There's going to be guys that can't. And, you know, it'll just be fun to race with.
Take Jacques Villeneuve, for example, who's probably going to be fast in a Toyota. Might even win the pole, I don't know. But he's an unknown. You don't know what to expect from him in a draft or California, some of these places.
Well, the way I look at it is we've managed to wreck plenty of race cars without them. I don't think we're going to... It's not like it's going to be a new thing if somebody makes the wrong move and crashes somebody. So, I mean, Jacques Villeneuve is... he's had his success, and he's earned every right in the world, I believe, to be here. So, you know, I'm excited just to get to race against him. I think that's pretty neat.
And we talked with David Gilliland.
My teammate Ricky Rudd last year injured his shoulder at California Speedway, and really, you know, after that happened, I had the same exact seat and everything that he had, and there was a part on the seat where he felt like it hurt his shoulder, so we went back and modified mine, and we never had a problem with it. So, you know, we kind of, I think, when anybody gets hurt in the garage area, you know, NASCAR takes a close look, and they try and let us all know and, you know, keep us aware of the situation. So it's, and then from there we try and make ourselves stuff the best we can. NASCAR's come a long ways. I feel, you know, very, very safe every time we get to the race. Any trophy from Daytona or any other racetrack would be very special, but the 50th annual one would be awesome to have in my trophy room. So that's the goal for this weekend. It's, I feel like we have a car good enough to do it. So the biggest thing is to be there at the end, and that's first and foremost.
Thanks.
The way the tests have gone so far, I feel like, you know, we're in a position to be competitive week in and week out.
Mike Mulhern for the Winston-Salem Journal and JournalNow.com.